Good morning, HPI math students. This is Mr. Dusing with your weekly review number 25 help. Let's take a look at number 1. For finding the greatest common factor of 36 and 90, we're going to put them in a factor ladder, and we're going to find the smallest factor that can divide evenly into both numbers and continue down. When you're finished, you're going to multiply down the ladder on the left side only. With number 2, you're going to find the least common multiple of 24 and 16. You're going to, again, try to find what's the least common number that goes into both 24 and 16. Since they're both even, you're going to start with 2 again. And then this time, because it's the least common multiple, when you're done, you're going to multiply down and over because it makes the L shape. And that's how you remember to find the least common multiple. For problem number 3, you're going to read the question and look at what is happening with their making of boondoggles, and then again put 12 and 18, and you're going to figure out in how many minutes it will take before they complete a boondoggle at the same time, and add however many minutes that is to 10 a.m. when they both started making boondoggles. In problem number 4, you're going to multiply fractions, and again there's a hint. It says remember to simplify before multiplying. Look at the 3 and the 42 across the problem, and 3 goes into 42, so you can do some simplifying before you multiply. And also 7 and 28, 7 goes into 28, so again, cross-simplify before you multiply. Then when you've simplified, multiply across the numerators and across the denominators to get your final answer. For question number 5, it's dividing with fractions, and we learned it as keep, change, flip. So 3 over 5 stays the same, change the division to a multiplication, and flip 15 over 20 becomes 20 over 15. You can also then look to see if you can simplify before you multiply now that you've keep, change, flipped. Problem number 6, you're still setting it up as a division problem. She starts with 5/6 of a kilogram, and she wants to split it into pieces that were 1/12. So we're going to set it up and do keep, change, flip, and look for how many pieces did she divide the clay. For problem number 7, you need to line up vertically your problem and then find a common denominator for thirds and fourths. If you add and you end up with a fraction that is greater than 1, remember to exchange and bring over a whole amount above the 2. In problem number 8, you're subtracting this time. Again, line them up and look at the fractions, 1/3 and 2/5. You have to find a common denominator. And then if you don't have enough to take away from the 2/5 to take away from the 1/3, you're going to have to go next door to the 5 and borrow a whole number amount. That might be 10 tenths or 15 fifteenths or something like that. For question number 9, you're trying to find the total hours that Joel watched TV shows. You're going to have to add the first 2 amounts together, finding a common denominator for 3/4 and 1/8. And then take that total and add the rest of it, the 7 and 2/3. Again, anything that's over 1 whole is a fraction you're going to need to change, and then your answer is going to have to be in total hours. Question number 10, it says simplify. We learned it as combining like terms. So simplify, we did circles and squares. So 3x plus 11x minus 5x, and then we're going to add 7 but take away 4. So again, you put your like terms together. Be mindful of the symbol that's in front of the term, like plus 7 and minus 4 later in that problem. For number 11, expand. That means carry out the multiplication 4 times 3m plus 4 times 5, and then add that to 2 times 6 plus 2 times 9m. When it says simplify, you're going to do a second step, and that's back to the circle and squares. But in this problem, you'll combine your m terms and your whole number terms once you've expanded it out. For the last problem, simplify, so that's expand out 6 times 4k plus 6 times 2 plus 4 times 15 minus 4 times 2k. Then you're going to combine your like terms. Then factor, that means you're going to end up with 2 terms, and you're going to put that into a factor ladder. So you're going to have a k term and a whole number term, and you're going to find the common factor that can go into those terms, and you'll end up making a problem that looks kind of like this when you're done. You'll have the factor on the outside, and you'll have your k term and your whole number term on the inside. Be careful to look that you're adding these together, so be careful in the end. All right, guys? Again, let your teachers know if you have any questions or problems. Have a great week. Stay healthy, and we hope to see you very soon.